In this video, I'm going to share an update regarding the honest social net application. So the Angular one. So I added two more forms. So if I log in with one of the user 123. So I added these two, one write a post and search friend by ID. So right now this is just a UI implementation. I haven't implemented the post function. So right now we still cannot create any post. Just that this generate AI, this logic is there that when we are checking this generate with AI, that time this prompt will use to generate the image rather than user providing a file to have it in the post. Okay, but that logic is not yet implemented. It's but just the form that I created. Next is this search friend by ID. This one partially I implemented, not completely. So if I search some non-existing user, I'll get an error like this. And if I search some valid one, it will show how many friends that person has, how many posts that person has, and if any mutual friend is there, it will show that as a list. There is a button for send friend request, but at this point it will not work. Okay, so once this is implemented, this form will be complete, and I think there will be few more logic like I cannot send friend request to myself. Like if I search at this point, that is not implemented. So if I this is user 123, so if I search user 123, see all my friends are showing up as my mutual friend. Okay, and this person has 5 posts and 6 posts, but here it should not be allowed send friend request. So either this search will not be allowed, or maybe this button I have to disable. That I will be working on next. And also implementation of the implementation of the send friend request, that also I have to do. So this is the update for now. And I was creating another video containing the last diff of the code that I had, but looks like I committed it already. So let me open a video that where I showed the changes. So I was trying to show it here. So there were changes in these 4 files. This is only for the search form, in the friend search form. So let me play this. So these were the 4 changes. First one was in the express.js. There I am creating this new API search user, which takes the parameter user ID to search, and if the user is found, it creates an object with 4 attribute. The below one, if you see the user ID, friends, total post, and mutual friend. And note, it is not returning the actual friends or the post content, but rather their length, because at this point the user is not yet the friend of the person who is searching, so only the count is returned. And mutual friends, since they can be knowing each other, so knowing mutual friend is not a harm. So that's why in case of mutual friend, instead of just count, also populating the actual friends. So here I'm just comparing the friend list of both the users and checking if iterating one of those lists and checking if that's one of the friend ID exists in the other list also, then adding it in the mutual friend list and returning that object. In case of error, when it is not found, returning the object with just the one attribute error that we saw, it was showing in the red color. Okay, next change is in the css are just small changes, error class and message class that I added. Okay, just for padding. And this is the HTML changes where based on the response of the search user, I'm how I'm displaying it in the search form. So if you see, this is the error part, message part, and then below that we have the mutual friends. Okay, and next file is a .ts file. This has this friend's output. This is a response. This contains the response of that API call by searching a friend ID. And this ng on init, I'm initializing it to empty. It is not required because that is already taken care of in the declaration. Okay, if I go below, this is the search friend and search friend implementation. And this is send friend request, but it's not yet implemented. Search friend, just an alert is there for empty, and calling this API when it's not empty. And and that this dot friend output, I'm setting that value. Okay, so that's it. Yeah, for this video, we'll keep on updating based on whatever new changes are implemented and try to match up it with whatever the Node.js and the Java Hibernate version of the application has in the same repo. So you can see this Angular one is not in the main branch. If you go to this uh, home of this repository, you can see it's the Node.js version, which is just it does not have any dependency except the AI part, and it just have an index.js for the server and login and index.html for the UI. The one that I showed just in this video, it's in this branch, angular-frontend-node-express, and the Java Hibernate is the replica of the Node.js one, but created using Java and Hibernate. This one I will be deleting. Node.js original, this is not required. This I will be deleting in future. Maybe if the Angular one is having most of the features, I might move this to main branch in future and remove or move the Node.js one to some other branch. But that will be a future thing. Right now, if you want to see the Angular one, you can find it in this particular branch only. Okay, so that's it for this video. One more thing, like one I wanted to show. So like button position I changed in I mean on hover, it also shows the user who has liked it. Right now you won't be able to see these changes without the data, or otherwise what you can do, you can run the Node.js one, the main from the main branch, and create few users from there, because that allows post creation and user creation, and it will create the objects or the files in the data folder and the uploads folder. That folder you can copy to the Angular's directory. You can see there is also inside the backend there are two folders. That's how I am doing in my local. There is a data and uploads folder. I'm generating the post from the older application or the main branch or the Java Hibernate one, not the Java Hibernate one, the Node.js one that creates files locally. So these two folders are getting populated there. Right now, if you need notice in the Git, it is empty, but in my local, there are some files. I have Git ignored in this file, so whatever changes we do in these two folders does not get committed to Git. So if I show you um, my data folder, these are committed. If I refresh this, it will go. Yeah, see the data folder. I have the posts and users. These two data structures are there. Okay, so that you can generate it by running the Node.js one from the main branch, and you can copy it in your Angular's backend's data folder. Same thing for the uploads. Whatever images are generated, that you can paste here. Okay, and it will work. Otherwise, you will have to wait for me to implement the actual forms implementation to create post using the Angular one.